My background is predominantly in human resources. I've spent the last 10 plus years as a human resources executive, specifically in the hospitality management space. And then I'm also the president of Salt Lake SHRM, which is Utah's largest human resources organization that influences a lot of leaders in the state. Yeah, our family has been personally touched by both mental health and addiction in the areas of family. Our family has had a real struggle with this situation for many years now. Specifically, my brother-in-law, my wife's elder brother, has had a heroin addiction for a long period of time, has dabbled in other drugs and meth. He actually lost his wife. His wife, they met in a rehabilitation program when she was, I guess when they first met, got pregnant, had a baby. 6 months after the baby was born, they decided to dabble in drugs again because they'd never done drugs together, had injected herself full of drugs and didn't wake up. And so we lost our sister-in-law, gosh, just over 10 years ago to fatality because of drugs. So that was hard. Having our eldest daughter is only a handful of months older than their daughter. And so that was really hard on us. So we actually took him in, he lived with us, and we tried to help him. We came from a place of, well, we know you make mistakes, but let us help. You've got this young baby and no mom, so we'll take you in with us. And they moved in with us in Colorado, and it impacted us directly, especially his sister, who we were living with. And so ended up finding out that he was messing around with prescription drugs in our home. He ended up taking off and continued his lifestyle of being obsessed with different kinds of drugs, specifically meth and heroin and cocaine and drugs of that nature. Well, this little girl was trusted to him now as her only caregiver. And over the years, he'd go in and out of jail. He was on a final agreement with the court system that he wouldn't mess up again. And if he did, they were going to take his only daughter away. And sure enough, he decided to keep using. Well, it ended up catching up with him, and they put him in jail, and they were going to take her away and put her up into the system and take all of his parental rights away. Luckily, a neighbor had called my wife and said, hey, the police just arrested your brother. They're living down in St. George, about 4 hours from us. And they said, we just wanted to let you know that Kaden, who's his daughter, is by herself, and they put her with another family. They're figuring out what to do to put her in, child services. And I jumped in my truck and drove to St. George. That's my family. It's in the Polynesian culture. We're raised in a village, and your family is not only people you're blood related to; they're the people you love, and they're the people that are around you. And your village is your family. And her being of my wife's bloodline, that's our family. So I went down and scooped her up and called an attorney and said, hey, here's the situation. And we want to file, parental rights to try and become her parents. But around 2015, that's what happened, is we ended up filing for adoption. We brought her into our home, and we became her parents. They took all rights away from him. He entered a rehab program for 3 years, went to Washington, trying to work some things out, and has been working on himself. And we introduced another girl into our lives. With Dave, I hope he's getting the right treatment and the right programs, and he's involved in the right things. And we just wish him the best. And we hope that he's going to take advantage of another opportunity that he has to be alive on this earth. I think spend a lot of time communicating with one another. I think that's the hard part, is sometimes you get so challenged. Like me personally, in our family situation, I want to avoid the situation because it's so complex. It's so difficult to manage. You don't have control of it. But I think that's the exact wrong way to handle it. And there's many times I've handled it the wrong way. But I think open the lines of communication, talk as a family, and just try to surround them with all the love and encouragement and support that you can, because that's all you can do. Eventually, the person's going to be the one that has to make the choice, right? They have to make the decision. But I think it makes it just a little bit easier if they continually have that support and the love and the trust and the communication from their family and friends, where they know they've at least got people, that are in their circle.